Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And this movie came out in 2004, and it stars Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, Elijah Wood, Mark Ruffalo, Kirsten Dunst. And I thought this movie was excellent. And I've seen this movie once before and loved it back then. Rewatching the movie, I still love it to this day. And there were lots of things that really connected with me on an emotional level, and without spoiling anything, this movie does hit the emotions that it's intending for, and this is also a very sad movie and kind of like a depressing story in a lot of ways. For the first 20 minutes, it just starts off as like a normal movie, nothing super unique in terms of what's going on in the plot. But once it starts to get going after that 20 minutes, not saying that I don't like that first 20 minutes, I think it's pretty great in terms of how it sets everything up. But once you get past that, the plot kind of starts and reveals certain things that are going on, and it's not quite what you would expect if you haven't seen the movie at all. And also, one other thing that I should mention is that you should not watch the trailer because it's pretty misleading. It has like Mr. Blue Sky playing in the background and just trying to make it like a romantic comedy. And the film's not that. It's a drama, and it's also a little bit out there and very experimental and doesn't really follow a traditional narrative structure to some extent. And this movie is written by Charlie Kaufman, and I have seen one movie from him that he both wrote and directed, that being I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which I personally thought was fine, but I'll get back to it another day. And here I thought everything just worked naturally. I was with the characters, I was able to relate to the characters, and they all feel like real people. It feels very authentic, and that adds to the movie a lot, because if that wasn't the case, the movie would not work even in the slightest. Like, everything would be so distracting to the point where it would just ruin the entire film. And every single choice made in this movie has intent, and there's some really great practical effects that is used in the film, and the film also kind of blends different genres, and I thought that was a pretty unique choice. And the acting is pretty great. Jim Carrey is really great in this movie. He's not playing an over-the-top character that we're all used to seeing him play. He's playing like a kind of a serious man that's like socially awkward, and that just feels like a real person. And Kate Winslet did a great job, and I really enjoyed her character. And this is a film where you can really get behind all the characters and how they feel justified in their own actions. Even if you don't necessarily like them or aren't behind them, you can understand why they did what they did. The pacing for this movie is pretty great. There's not 1 second that's wasted throughout the entire film. And honestly, I can't even pick out a favorite scene in this movie for me personally, because there's just so many great, fantastic scenes that just are incredibly impactful and are very memorable. I also like the storytelling. It's not necessarily a film that goes in chronological order, because if that was the case, then I feel as though you would lose a lot of emotional impact at certain points in the film, because at first you're thinking, okay, it's going to be like this, but then it turns into something else, because it's at a different point in time, and it was like, oh, that's what we're in for, and the movie just goes along from there, and I like that a lot about the movie. And it doesn't do it in a way that's so confusing to where it's impossible to follow or very difficult to follow. It's all pretty simple and easy to understand, which is what makes it work. The movie is also very well shot, and that's something that I appreciated about it. And it's not just like some random film that's like you could throw on and it's like, oh, it has some interesting concepts, but it doesn't really show it properly. But no, that's not the case for this movie. Everything is very well presented visually, and it works. It's a film that just works. Michel Gondry, that's the name of the director. And I haven't seen anything else from this director other than The Green Hornet, I believe, which I saw when it came out and didn't like. And I like the relationship between our two main leads. I thought it was well developed, and I understand like each character and why they feel the way that they do. And it's all very relatable and something that I really enjoyed seeing. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. Just keep in mind that it is a film that wants to tug at your heartstrings and is not afraid to be experimental. And I'm sure you've at least heard about this movie because it's pretty iconic at this point, I feel. Like you kind of know what this movie is even without even seeing it. Like one of those. And it's just a film that works overall. Just keep in mind it's pretty sad at points. So if you're fine with that, then check it out. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Invincible from 2006. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.